Yeah, another gulf of something. Gulf between our perceptions video. Um, yeah, I guess make the subject the gulf between perceptions in terms of what we value when it comes to life. Most people seem to think how long you live is really important, and they don't seem as concerned with the quality of life. They don't mind spending 10 years in a nursing home, you know, bad out of their mind. They'll count those as being alive, those years. Um, and they'll do rather extraordinary things to save their life. And they use the word save like they're actually saving it. Like they're not just prolonging or extending it. I'm just watching mosquitoes, sorry. A lot of mosquitoes out tonight. Um, so don't want any bites if I can avoid it. Where was I? So anyway, yeah, I've never, just to get on the suicide issue a little bit, I guess, To Be Serious made a video lamenting the suicide of some author guy she liked. And, there's always something about every human being that's probably useful, something interesting. Somebody, knows how to make really good cupcakes or something. There's always something. But life, there's so much of it that we're really not that valuable. I guess I never thought of suicide as, it never scared me, the concept of it. I didn't, oh my God, somebody committed suicide. I always figured people had a reason, and it always, like I said, I always had a prejudice, maybe towards, prejudice is the wrong word, I guess a suspicion that people were kind of making life more of a fairy tale than it really was, and that there, was reason to bail out. Lots of reasons. I could always think of something. There was always some part of life I said, well, I really don't want to go through that again, or I don't want to do what that guy's doing, or I don't want this, or I don't want that. I guess part of it was I was sort of a perfectionist when I was young, so it was really easy for me to find flaws in the way the life game worked, because I wanted it to be much cleaner. I wanted things like fairness to be built in. It just doesn't play like a good game, and so I never much liked it. Um, so I don't know what else is to say about it, but it is, people are just so obsessed with this, thinking they're getting somewhere. That they really think that next year is going to be better, or that they're going to do something that's going to make something worthwhile, or it's just all this feeding on living. It's a stupid way to put it, but it's they're also hungry for something, and it's the value of that something is just so hard for me to appreciate. Not that I can't see that you get caught up in something and say, well, yeah, I'd like to see what happens, or I'd like to accomplish that, or I'd like to do that, and so you have some things, but none of it seems very critical. Uh, whether it's like you could plant a garden, and whether you saw it bloom or not, or saw the crops grow or something. Yes, it'd be a disappointment, but it's not the end of the world. And I guess nothing. I just don't see missing some of part of this as being the end of the world. So I'll never go to Bangladesh. It's not the end of the world. I don't think I'm going to miss it. And I guess I could say that about every adventure that people get caught up in. Is that it's only when you're caught up in it that it means anything. I sort of had that conversation last night at Stickam, sort of just getting to the point that the more you dissect life, break it down into what it is. And the same you can do with your own psychology. So, I mean, you can start dissecting your psychology like you would dissect your physical body. And you can see that it's all bullshit. I mean, it's all feeding some sort of desire or drive that if you really analyze it, doesn't add up to much. It's just some basic hunger imposed by nature, or else it's one of those basic things, but you've put a veil over it and calling it something else. Um, I mean, it's our desire to do good might be a lot of ego. You don't feel good about yourself unless you do the right thing. I mean, guilt, all these things, all these emotions probably just whittled down to the basic emotions of a desire to um, feed your own self-worth or opinion of yourself in some way, and the rest of it's just wanting stuff. And even what we want, uh, the conditioning, what we find enjoyable, is just so subjective, and it's all made out of almost, I mean, it is like a food preference or something. It's just pretty silly when you look at it. Um, it's whether you like blue food or red food or green food, or, I mean, it's so, it's so subjective. It's just so circumstantial to what environment you were raised in, what you find beautiful or dignified or graceful or elegant. I mean, all those words end up defined by the culture that raised you, and it's 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 just pretty superficial when you really think about it. So anyway, this is a really dull vlog. Maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Talking in nature. I guess I should have had a mission. Would help to have it more coherent. Maybe I'll put it on the Do Not God channel. Just call it a junk video. But whatever. We'll see. Guess it doesn't hurt. I could just tell people not to watch it. And then they don't have to watch it. Yeah. Fuck people. I'm just so sick of people. Because we have to get the future has to happen through these other people. I mean, nothing's going to happen without the other people. So you got to get everybody to agree on something, or most people to agree on something. It just seems so impossible because they're just living in a completely different world than mine. A world, their values are completely different. So there's nowhere to go. There's very little to build on. And, so it's pretty doomy. So, anyway, I guess that's about it. I guess I'll hit a couple of golf balls just because it's supposed to be golf ball day, so I can just speed it up. So, I'll just have to move the camera so I can hit golf. Don't know if you're going to be able to see much, but whatever. That's your problem. Hit the tree. So that's about it. Hey, look at me. Ooh, that's disgusting. Oof. Scary stuff. Alright, so anyway, till next time. It's the end of the video, yes. No, maybe yeah. No, maybe I'll add a little bit of praying mantis video, yeah. I found one of the little tiny praying mantises in the garden today, just hatched. So I'll play a little clip of that nature right now. And what else is there? Oh yeah, some flowers. So I'll do some flowers real quick. Just, little video. Roses. One of them is rose. Yeah. I don't know what the other one is. I can't remember. But anyway. So that's the end of the video. Yeah, I think it's the end. Yeah.